The regular city council meeting, Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Claude Strong, would you lead us, please, sir?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. Madam Clerk, will you call roll, please?
Sikora?
Here.
Terenzi?
Here.
O'Donnell?
Here.
Deanne? Ryan?
Here.
Robinson?
Here.
Mayor Calendino?
Here, one absent, and we do have a quorum. Thank you. We do have a public hearing tonight at 7:55 for the St. Lawrence Apple Fest. So we will work on getting as much done on our agenda as we can up until that time. At 7:55, wherever we are, we'll stop and enter into public hearing for St. Lawrence. I would like to make a public announcement. If anybody is here for the Come and Go gas station agenda item, the petitioner asked to be removed from the agenda tonight, so that is not on the agenda this evening. If you are here to speak on that, you're absolutely welcome to, but that would have to be at the end of the council meeting when we open the floor for public comments for items that are not on the agenda. That being said, at this time, I would open the floor for public comments for any items that are on the agenda. Anyone wishing to speak tonight will be allowed 3 minutes. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on any item on the agenda? All right. Moving on, we have no unfinished business, consent business. We had a couple late changes, so I would like to make a motion to pull approval of the agenda from consent and add 2023 Parkinson's Hero Walk under new business, item D1, and motor rebuild for HME pumper under fire, item Roman numeral 5E7A.
So moved. Support.
Motion by Calendino, support by Sikora. Any discussion from council? Madam Clerk, a roll call vote.
Sikora?
Yes.
Terenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries. And Madam Clerk, can you help me when we get to those points so I don't go right past them? Because my agenda doesn't have those listed. I have it written in, but not printed. At this point, I would be looking for a motion to approve all the remaining items in consent.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by O'Donnell, support by Terenzi. Any discussion from council? Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Terenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, everybody. Under new business is the Trinity Lutheran road closure request for August 27th and September 24th. Is the petitioner here tonight?
Yes, I am.
Hi, sir. Could you state your name and address, please?
Jeff Piak, Trinity Lutheran Church, 45160 Van Dyke, Utica, Michigan.
Could you describe what you're attempting to get approval for tonight?
Yeah, this is a petition, as we have in the years past, to hold at this petition 2 outdoor activities. One's an outdoor worship on August 27th, taking place at 10 a.m., and we wish to close the portion of Deshawn Street, just north of the car wash, up to Summer Street, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. And then on September 24th, we're hosting a 5K run through the neighboring community. And that event takes off at 1 p.m. So we're requesting the temporary closure of Deshawn at that same section between the car wash and Summer Street between the hours of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m.
And this did go to planning for the tent already, I believe, and you received approval on that.
Yes, thank you.
Do we know the route of, it may be on this drawing, but it's kind of difficult to read. I don't think the whole route for the 5K is in here, is it?
No, it isn't. We partnered with Hanson's Running Shop, as we have in the past, and they've informed us that they're taking care of the route and signage and that sort of thing. I trust they're doing that, or they have done that.
No, they have not.
Is there instruction I need to give to them to
I
follow
think
through on
we
that?
could probably approve this subject to them working with our police chief. Would you have any objections to that, chief?
Not at all.
If that's the way the vote goes?
Okay.
And chief may address this, he probably has more information on this. I know you had, and the city clerk had a meeting with Hanson's today about some of their other runs they've been doing in the neighborhood, and there were some concerns. Would you like to speak to that, chief?
Yes, Mayor, we, myself as city clerk had a meeting with Hanson's regarding some of the runs that they've been having and some of the impediments to the residents and stuff with regards to not notifying them, not properly marking or having volunteers out to work the area. So we kind of came up with an agreement with Hanson's to better notify the residents, ensure that the runners kind of stay off to the right-hand side so cars can pass, doesn't impede the residents, and also looking at maybe moving the route around, so it's not always the same residents, same residential streets that are being affected. But Hanson's was very receptive and willing to work with us and work with the city to make sure that all their events are well-attended and as least detrimental to the residents and stuff as they're trying to get to and from their house.
And I know we had some complaints from residents about permanent spray paint being used to mark the roads, including our brand-new Messmore. They weren't too happy about that, so hopefully we can communicate that we want them to use chalk paint or some kind of temporary paint when they, if they do need to do the markings.
Yes, that was addressed with them, and they agreed for any future runnings to use the temporary chalk paint and not permanent spray paint on the roadways.
Perfect. Any other questions from council? If not, they would be looking for a motion to approve the temporary closure of Deshawn Street on August 27th and September 24th from Summer Street to the car wash.
So moved.
Or, let me correct, subject to working out the 5K race details with Police Chief Kalizny.
Support.
Motion by Terenzi, support by O'Donnell. Any further discussion from council? Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
sir.
May I ask for clarification? What part would you like me to take in talking with Hanson's to get their interactivity with you to make sure that this happens?
Yeah, once you talk to them, we can talk afterwards and stuff. We'll get the race map together and stuff and just look
Okay.
over and make sure.
All right, I'll call them tomorrow then.
Okay.
I wasn't aware that there was a conflict in the past, so apologies for that.
Okay, yep. No.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a great night. Next on the agenda is the Van Dyke Median. Our engineering company, Hubble, Roth, and Clark, performed a traffic study earlier in the year. In that study, they recommended the city install a small curb and delineators along Van Dyke south of Hall Road intersection. Pages from that study are in your packet. HRC also provided me with a preliminary cost estimate of $70,000, or $70,425. This would be coming from the marijuana application fees, which is money that is designated to only be used for marijuana related projects. So it is an appropriate expense. We also had a work session on this, I believe, as well, where the public was very supportive of that idea. The current delineators obviously are not working. I think we're on our fourth round of replacing those. I'm sure the company we're buying from their stock is rising quickly. So we need to find a more permanent, better solution that doesn't continue to cost the taxpayers money. Are any questions from council?
I'll make a motion to approve the installation of the small curb.
Well, actually, we're looking for a motion to authorize HRC to begin the bid process
Okay, I'm sorry.
for constructing the curb and delineators
I'll
on
make a
Van Dyke.
motion to do just that.
I'll support.
Motion by Sikora, support by Robinson. Any discussion from council? Madam Clerk, a roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries. We will get that going. Thank you, everybody. Boy, we still have a lot of time here. The next item on the agenda is the St. Lawrence Apple Fest. We will have to move back to that. Can I get a motion to continue with the agenda and circle back to item Roman numeral 5C after we have the public hearing?
Yes, so moved.
Motion by Sikora, support by Torenzi. Any discussion from council? Madam Clerk, a roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is a review of the secondhand dealer fees. This was an issue that came about after discussion from Second and Charles, requesting that we reduce or, I believe, eliminate their secondhand dealer fees, which we charge to all businesses such as pawn shops, businesses that resell items. That request was not granted. However, we did make a second motion to evaluate our current processes and come up with any recommendations if they were needed. Councilman Ryan and Dion kind of led that effort, and I will turn it over to Councilman Ryan.
So as it currently stands, I'm still in the research phase of it. I've been out of town, Councilman Dean's been out of town, so just requesting an additional month to continue doing some research on the matter.
So you'd be looking for a motion to postpone until the September meeting?
Yes.
Would anyone like to make that motion?
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Torenzi, support by O'Donnell. Any discussion from council? Madam Clerk, a roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries. Department reports, I'll kick it off. I'd like to thank our fire department for participating in the American Legion Post 351 Community Picnic. It was a very nice event. Obviously, a lot of veterans there, also had quite a few members of the community. Our guys did Utica proud. They gave tours of our fire truck and our ambulance. Everybody was very happy to see them there, and they did a great job representing Utica, so thank you very much. Also, this weekend is the Gasoline Alley Car Show. That's Saturday, August 12th. A lot of participation from different groups in the city. It kicks off in the morning with the Utica Lions doing a pancake breakfast. Highly recommend going to it. It's they tend to sell out. It gets so they do such a great job. And I believe they're also going to be staying for lunch to do hot dogs this year, which is a new thing, right?
Yes, we are.
And that's until 3?
3 o'clock. 10:30 to 3, I just read this.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was 2. You're better than me, yeah.
So it's a great event. This year, we're also raising money for a young boy from Shelby Township named Beckett. His parents and he are in Tennessee right now at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. The young man's going through a very treatment for a very rare type of brain cancer. I had the pleasure of meeting with the family and Rick from USA Tire and Megan from USA Tire a couple weeks ago. Sweetest kid in the world, and it's heartbreaking to see such a young boy going through something, that's just so devastating. His family's keeping a very positive attitude. Obviously, they need all the help, prayers, thoughts, and money to get through this. So a lot of our efforts, fundraising efforts this year at the car show with the various raffle tickets and T-shirt sales and whatever else the group has organized, a lot of that money is going to Beckett and his family. So highly encourage everyone to come out and enjoy a great day. And if you're able to, help any of the fundraising efforts for this young boy, it would be much appreciated, I'm sure. That's all I have to report. Is there anyone else from council that has anything they would like to present?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we were reached out to by Mrs. Lauren Luna, pardon me, social worker at Wiley Elementary School. She is putting on a fundraiser for special needs students. And, of course, in a previous life, I worked very closely with special needs kids, so very near and dear to my heart. Currently, you can go on Donors Choose is the sort of the school fundraising site. You can go to donorschoose.org/classroom/Mrs. Luna's school social work, or just go to donorschoose.org and Google Wiley, and it's the first thing that comes up. Right now, they have $408. That's all they need. It's more than half, or all she's asking for. I donated. All I'm here to say is, if you can spare a couple bucks, please do.
What
Thank
was
you,
that
Mayor.
again? I'm sorry.
It's donorschoose.org. And if you go in there and search, I mean, like I said, I can give you the 10-mile long URL, but if you just search for Wiley Elementary, it's the first thing that's there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman O'Donnell. Anyone else from council have anything to report tonight? All right. We have nothing to report from planning, nothing to report from assessing or building. Our library director is excused tonight. She is out of town, and she said there was really nothing to report. I do know their summer reading program was a great success. We'd like to thank her and her staff for doing a great job. I believe that just ended on Saturday. Is that true, Madam Clerk? Saturday? Heard a lot of great things about the events that went, that they did, and great participation. So thank you to the library and Katie Francis. Next on the agenda, Fire Chief Wilczek.
Yes, Mayor and council, before you tonight, unfortunately, we had a catastrophic motor failure in our 2009 HME fire pumper, and it's currently at Cummings in Mount Clemens, and they've then diagnosed it as having bad camshaft bearings, and thank God we had good filters because it didn't ruin the block. So I'm here before you today to do an emergency, I guess, transfer, which wasn't funded for in my budget for this year of 2024. I guess the first motion that I'm seeking is have the engine to be rebuilt by Cummings of Mount Clemens for the estimate of $39,463.29, and that might be reduced if they can save the camshaft.
I'll make that motion.
Support.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem, support by Ryan. Any discussion from council? So what we're looking at is kind of the worst case number there, Chief, right?
That's the worst case number. If they can save the camshaft, I think it's somewhere between $800 and $900.
Savings.
Savings. Yeah. And you see the list there, there's a ton of parts. So,
Any further discussion from council? Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries. Your second item, Chief.
Okay, my second motion is to amend the 2024 budget vehicle maintenance line item 101-336-930-000 for the amount of $40,000. That would
Support.
Motion by Sikora, support by Ryan. Any discussion from council? Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else to report tonight, Chief?
We've been visited by our building authority, and they're looking at some repairs on our building, so we're going through that process right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item is the new business item that we added to the agenda. This relates to the 2023 Parkinson's Hero Walk. Is Ms. Allison Chance here tonight?
I'm representative, and my name is Rita Dox.
Oh, Rita
And
Dox.
I do work at the Michigan Parkinson Foundation. So
Excellent,
thank you very much for having us
Is
here.
the green light on your mic, ma'am?
Green light?
Yeah, towards the base.
Oh, yes. Can you hear me?
Yep,
Is it better? Okay, sorry. Yes, I'm from the Michigan Parkinson Foundation. We are a nonprofit organization supporting people with Parkinson's across the state of Michigan. Our major fundraiser is our walks, and we have 4 of them across the state. We have one this weekend in Traverse City. Our next one is our Metro Detroit one, which we are a new one here in Utica at the Jimmy John's Field. And then we also have one in Grand Rapids and Lansing. And our Metro Detroit one is September 23rd, like I said, at Jimmy John's Field. And we are going to be leaving from the field and going onto Auburn Road and then getting onto the trail. We're going to walk the trail and go out either a mile route or a 3-mile route and then come back, and then we're going to finish it on the field. What we are requesting is for the road to be, Auburn Road to be closed from the Jimmy John's, the last opening to the trail. So like over that bridge for about 15 minutes in the very beginning when we have our onset of people coming through. We have about over 600 people that usually attend our Metro Detroit walk. We do have lots of volunteers, about 50 volunteers that come and help, and we will have people stationed there to help. But with the onslaught of people that come through, we're asking that the road be closed, at least the one lane, so that we can get the people across the bridge and onto the trail. So that's what we're looking for.
What about the return back? Because I'm
Well-
guessing that'll be much more staggered, right?
That's what we're thinking, and then we could do the sidewalk at that point. They'll
Okay.
be able to do the sidewalk because people will stagger out, and that's typically what has happened at our other walks. So,
Chief, any concerns there?
Mayor, I had a conversation with them probably about 2
Yeah.
months ago, I think,
Right.
and for the initial start of the race, that shouldn't be a problem from the police department. I mean, obviously, it's subject to if there's another emergency and stuff, but for us to assist on the 15 minutes stopping the roadway, we absolutely can do. It's subsequent, but that was my concern after they were coming back, if,
Right.
keeping that road closed. But if they use the sidewalk, then that shouldn't be an issue at all.
and my question was for that is, if there is an emergency and the police do have to leave or are not able to come, are we able to do it with our volunteers? Because I know that it's subject to an emergency is what we've been told, right? The road closure would be subject to that?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but-
we will attempt to have
Okay.
our guys
Okay.
out there,
Yeah.
stopping traffic and stuff.
But it shouldn't be a problem?
But it
Okay.
shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, why don't we make our motion, and then we will open it up for deliberation if necessary.
I'll make a motion that we close Auburn Road on September 23rd for 15 minutes around
It's
9:00.
10:30 to 10:45.
10:30 to 10:45
Yeah,
for the run,
yes, yeah, walk, it's just a walk. It's a
For the walk.
fundraising walk, yes.
for the Parkinson's walk.
Motion by Terenzi, support by Sikora. Any discussion from council?
Let me clarify, you
Yes.
said it starts at 10 because it says on our sheet 9.
It says.
Well, people can come in at 9 o'clock, it opens up. 10 o'clock, we have some like festivities beforehand, speakers and things like that beforehand at 10 o'clock. 10:30, the walk starts. That's when we'll have people line up and be heading out.
So it will be from 10:15 to 10:30 that you want the road closed.
10:30. 10:30 is when the walk starts, 10:30 to 10:45. Yeah. Sorry if that's been unclear, sorry.
No problem. Any other discussion from council? Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you very
Excellent.
much, appreciate it.
Good luck on the walk.
Thank you.
And we're just about perfect timing here. For our public hearing for St. Lawrence Apple Fest, I'd be looking for a motion to enter public hearing.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Sikora, support by Terenzi. Any discussion from council? Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries. We are now in public hearing. Is the petitioner here tonight from St. Lawrence? How are you guys doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
Real well. If you could just give us your name and address, please.
Yep, James Sharp, one of the festival directors for St. Lawrence Apple Fest, 44633 Utica Road.
Thank you, sir.
So the festival this year is Friday, September 8th from 5 to midnight, Saturday, the 9th from noon to midnight, and Sunday, noon to 6 p.m.
And really, the reason you're here at council for a public hearing is for the temporary tents, I believe, right?
I believe that is correct, yes.
Is the footprint the same tent, same?
Yep, same tents, same as the years past. Same ride company, no big changes this year.
Excellent. Chief Wilczek or Chief Kaluzny, any issues that we need to address?
I guess I'd like to coordinate better with your inspections, because that seems to become a problem. You guys, last minute on Fridays, I got part-time inspectors, they got to know beforehand. It would
Okay.
be great to
Okay.
coordinate that a little bit better.
Okay,
Okay?
yep,
Other than that, you complied with everything, but it just gets a little difficult sometimes to get somebody there.
okay.
Okay?
And I know we've met with the police chief already this year and kind of coordinated a little bit with that. And I know we're planning on reaching out to you to kind of schedule the crews to be there, so.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna add, was that, we've already begun the pre, work with St. Lawrence and stuff to go ahead and make sure that police services and security and stuff is as best we can.
I know, I think it was last year, there was a bit of a scramble just days before
building inspectors and.
to try to get all the inspections complete, so yeah. I mean, it'd behoove you guys too, if we can communicate better, get the inspectors out there, it's gonna make your life much less stressful as you're trying to
Yep.
start the weekend, I'm sure. Is there anyone from the public that would like to comment on this? As it is a public hearing?
You're also going to want ambulances covering it again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Last call for anyone from the public? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We'll be voting for it outside of public hearing. We'll jump back to it. I'd be looking for a motion to leave public hearing and return to our regular council meeting.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Terenzi, support by Sikora. Any discussion from council? Madam Clerk, a roll call vote.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries. We are back in our regular council meeting, and just like magic, we're gonna discuss the St. Lawrence Apple Fest. We heard from the petitioner, we had no public comments. They are looking for a motion to approve temporary tents. Let's add subject to, coordination with our fire chief and police chief and getting other necessary inspections done.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Terenzi, support by Sikora. Any discussion from council? Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries. Congratulations, guys.
We're looking forward to it.
Yep, we'll see you down there. I always enjoy the pierogies.
Sharing some with you.
Excellent. All right. Moving on with our agenda, our police report from Chief Kaluzny.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The first agenda item summary that I have for you is involving a vehicle purchase, and that's to purchase brand-new Chevy Tahoes. Our current fleet that we have now are Ford Explorers, and we've been experiencing a number of mechanical issues, a lot of just surprising repairs and stuff on these vehicles. The Chevy Tahoes offer our officers a larger, more visible, it's a safer platform, and it actually comes in a little bit cheaper than the Explorers do, and it's really the trend that departments are moving into. So what Chevy offers is what they call a lease program, and it's more of like an installment program. So you pick a term of what you want to pay the vehicles off on. At the end of the term, you pay $1 and the vehicle is the city's property. It's titled in the city. It's not like your typical consumer lease. They call it a lease, but it's not like a typical consumer lease where you have a mileage cap or anything like that. Everything is owned by the city.
I'm presenting to you two options. Out of my original budget, I budgeted $48,000, and that's to do a 5-year term. And talking and coordinating with GM Financial, they gave me a 4-year term. The rate is gonna be a little higher, but when you look over the course of the payments, you're actually gonna save some money over the payments. It's gonna result in a savings of, I wanna say about $7,500 over the term. And really, on that 5th year, if you pay it off in 4 years, we have a 5th year where we're not making a payment on it. So I want to present you the two options that we have there. So what I'd be looking for is a motion to lease 5 Chevy Tahoes from Berger Chevrolet, and that's for either the 5 or 4-year term that the council would like to go with.
Just for clarification, we have the vehicles for 5 years if we do, or is it after, if we do a 4-year term, they're gone after 4?
No, what happens if we do the vehicles are ours. So they call it a lease, but it's more like an installment.
Okay.
So you're paying for them. So after the 4 years, they're our vehicles. We pay $1 residual payment, and then the vehicles are the cities. So that 5th year, they're the cities, 6 years and subsequent and stuff like that. So 5 years is generally about what we get on a patrol vehicles and stuff, till we have to look to retrofitting a new fleet.
I'll make a motion that we do a 4-year lease to buy for 5 Chevy Tahoes.
Support.
Motion by Terenzi, support by Sikora. Any discussion from council?
Budget amendment 2 on that.
Yeah, it's on here. It's next. Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries. And your budget amendment item.
Yes, Mayor. Second motion I'll be looking for is I'd request a motion to amend the Police Department fiscal year 2023-2024 police budget. The note payable GL 101-301-991-100 by $51,340, and the interest payable GL by $59.50. And also to reduce the vehicle lease 101-301-986-010 by $48,000 to cover the installment purchase. And the reason for the reducing the vehicle leases is just simply how the city treasurer is recording the installment and the interest payments and stuff. So I had originally put the amount into the vehicle lease, but he wants it in the notes payable and the interest payable section.
I'll make a motion to do what the chief just said.
Motion by Sikora, support by Robinson. Any discussion from council? Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries. Your next item, chief.
All right, Mayor and Council, the next item here is to upfit the vehicles that were just approved. I looked at 2 of the kind of big upfitters in this area, and one is Synergy and the other is Canfield. We've been using Synergy for probably the past 8 or 9 years, and they've really been a great outfit. They get our vehicles in, they're easy to work with if we ever have an issue. They're a local vendor out of Troy. So I'd be looking for is, the total cost to outfit one patrol vehicle is $17,564.54. So the total cost for 5 vehicles is $87,822.70. And this was included in my police department fiscal year budget. So I'd be requesting a motion to fully upfit the 5 Chevy Tahoes from Synergy, like I said, for a total cost of $87,822.70 from the police vehicles equipment GL 101-301-983-000. So moved.
Support.
Motion by O'Donnell, support by Terenzi. Any discussion from council? Madam Clerk, a roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next item, chief.
All right, third item that I have for you, what this involves is our current radar tower, or our communications tower that we have installed up there. The tower that was installed up there was donated to the city. Unfortunately, that tower doesn't meet the state and Motorola standards for the equipment that got loaded on that tower. All the best intentions were made to try and save the city money, and unfortunately, we need to look at another alternative to install a new tower. Prior to getting final engineering from the company, the tower company that I'm working with, they need to complete what's called a bore sample test. So they're gonna bore 30 feet into the ground, test the soil, and ensure that what they build on there, the cement in the tower, is able to hold the equipment in the ground. So in contacting HRC, they recommended two companies to perform this test. The one that responded back to me was G2 Consulting, and the cost to complete this test, so I can get the final engineering plans for the tower, is $3,750. So I'd be requesting a budget amendment to our engineering GL 265-301-821-000, and I'm gonna be using the drug forfeiture account to fund the purchase of the bore sample test in the amount of $3,750.
So moved. Support.
Motion by Sikora, support by Terenzi. Any discussion from council? Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries. And I believe you're also looking for a motion to contract with G2 Consulting to perform the board test.
That's correct. That's correct, Mayor.
So moved.
Motion by Sikora, support by Terenzi. Any discussion from council? Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries.
All right, Mayor and Council, the last item that I have up for you, this is an item that I stood in front of council about 4 years ago and requested the funds to attend. So what this is this is the School of Police Staff and Command that I am a graduate of. And what I would like to do is use funds to go ahead and continue on with the education in my department and send Sergeant Josh Ertl to the class. What I'm gonna do is turn over to him and let him kind of explain what the class involves and what we're investing this type of money in for.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mayor and Council. As the Chief said, I'd like to go to the Northwestern University School of Staff and Command. It's a 10-week program. It's a nationally recognized program throughout, obviously, the nation, for upper level supervisory personnel. So it's an advanced supervisor class. It would help me greatly, the city greatly. I'm a longstanding employee of the department, and I have several years to go. So the cost of the class will be utilized for a long term. They cover, like I said, advanced leadership, budgeting, resource allocation, grant writing. So it covers a large gamut of administrative and advanced supervisory duties. With this class, I'd be able to help the chief more in depth with budgeting and any administrative works that he has planned as I move my career forward through the city and through the department.
Excellent. Any questions for Sergeant?
Yeah, I have a question. As far as the grant writing, what kind of education do you get in that? I mean, how in-depth is that?
It's an introductory. It introduces you to grant writing. It helps you formulate how the grants are prepared, what information you need to provide for the grant, and things like that. So obviously, with where we're at with my level of training, I've been exposed to grant writing, so this is a good opportunity to become exposed to that.
Thank you.
So as the chief mentioned, he would be looking for a motion to use meeting and training funds GL 101-301-957-000 in the amount of $4,600 to pay for the tuition of the Northwestern University School of Staff and Command for Sergeant Joshua Ertl.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Robinson, support by, was that O'Donnell or Ryan?
That was right.
Right.
Ryan, sorry about that. Any further discussion from council?
In all the years I've been up here, I think everybody that's gone there has come back more enriched, and it's never been a waste of one penny. So, congrats.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Well, early, we haven't.
I still gotta go. Yeah.
If there's no further discussion, Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne, Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries. Congratulations,
Thank you,
Sergeant.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, I appreciate it. Thank you, Chief.
All right, yep, thank you. All right.
Chief Klusny, anything else to report tonight?
Yes, I just got a real quick department update for the council. Starting on Monday, August 14th, our dispatcher Elizabeth Demink is going to be starting the police academy. So
Very exciting.
looking forward to, I just talked to her and she's really excited, looking forward to it. I said, enjoy the time, enjoy what you learn and take it back and we'll get you started in the car and get her going. So we got that going, very, very excited for her and she's looking forward to it. If you remember, we had a officer here by the name of Mike Roberts that retired from the police department a couple months ago. We have just recently hired him back as a full-time dispatcher. So it's actually it's been a great transition for him. He had a couple issues going on with medical issues, and so this is a much better fit for him. The good thing is we have a long-standing employee of the city. He's well-liked. He knows all the businesses, knows all the residents. He knows how to do the job. So it's really, we're being able to still use that asset and stuff. So it's a great fit for the department. Early in the spring, I had approached council about our firearm purchase and stuff. We have recently just got the last amount of our new firearms. So we're gonna be scheduling training, getting the new firearms, the new optics, and everything out to the officers. So we really got a lot of good buzz and stuff going in the department. New people starting, old people coming back, new equipment coming in, so things are going good. I'd also like to remind the residents about our mobile speed sign. So we have this mobile speed sign. It's able to go around on any streets. We collect the data. It lets us know where there's a speeding issue, what times they're at. So please reach out. Officer Frank George is the one that kind of handles it. So reach out, ask for him. If not, ask for me and I will forward your street. So if you have any, your street, you'd like to see the sign, we'll put you on the list and we'll get it rotated out there. Other than that, Mayor and Council, that's all I have right now.
Thank you, Chief. You spent a lot of money tonight. Anxious to move to the next one. Chief Olsay.
Yeah, Mayor and Council, I forgot to inform you, we received a grant for a fire truck, $825,000, and our match is right around $40,000. So we'll be preparing to go down to Spencer and try to spec out a truck and see what kind of price we're coming up with, so.
Yep, exciting news.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Our fire department's gonna be almost all brand new here, or new for us, right? Great job, Chief.
Thank you.
That's Brian.
Yep. Captain Orlowski, we thank him for all his work doing the grants as well. Mr. Diamond, DPW report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm not requesting any money tonight, so, tonight.
Thank goodness.
It's been a busy month. If you saw we got the boat launch in. Credit to two of our guys who built that from scratch. It took the whole team to get it in, and it's in and it's ready. It looks really nice. If you haven't been by it, please take a look. We got the Clinton River watershed signs up as well that were put by the boat launch and down across from Memorial Park there, downtown Utica. So that came from Clinton River watershed and discusses the waterway there and pass for your kayaking pleasure. We've got a lot of striping, pavement markings. I don't know if you noticed the 25-mile-per-hour pavement markings that we did. Mayor, the police chief, and I decided that we've got to try baby steps, see if that works, help slow down the traffic on Utica. So it's on Utica entering the city going north, and on Canal Road entering the city west. So guys have been knocking that out. We should be done with the whole city with striping, pavement markings, and parking spots tomorrow. I'm crossing my fingers tomorrow. The only thing we need to do is we have a couple no parkings, and I need some new stencils for that along the parks. And Davis Lift Station bids came in, they came in high. We are working on plan, option 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever we can, to get that repaired. The cold patch trailer that was approved has been ordered, just waiting on delivery for that. I'm currently getting some quotes on the dump trucks that the money is in the budget for. We've been prepping for gasoline alley, weeds, trimming back trees, picking up garbage. We will be doing more nice weed whipping along Cass and Auburn and get the street sweeper out there prior to. We got our lift station monitors repaired. We were having issues with the AT&T lines. Thank you, Lori, for helping with that. So those are all repaired, so all 4 of our Sensa phones are now working properly, even the one in the DPW yard, and all the updates were given to the police chief and dispatch. Started to get some quotes today, actually, on Summers Lot, the DPW yard, and the Van Dyke striping that has been put in for the budget. I haven't got the quotes yet, but I met with Total Asphalt today. I did put a call in for Hutch Paving, which worked with us before, and Allied as well. The Vactor, our Vactor is going to be going in for service. We had to replace a cylinder, but we're having issues with the jet. And unfortunately, we don't have the tools to fix that in-house. Something I'm going to look into moving forward, because we've got some great mechanics, but if we don't have the tools to fix them, then it doesn't do us any good. Our 2016 Ram is also in for service. Same thing. We probably could fix it in-house, but we need to get the tools to do it. That has I think it was a clock spring that's being replaced. We've been working on cleaning up the DPW yard, trying to, supposed to be meeting with the mayor over there sometime soon to figure out what we can get rid of, prepare for our repaving over there, and just to make it look nicer. It's been let go for a while, and the guys really haven't had the time to do it, so we're kind of dedicating some time for us to clean up a house for us. We're also looking into our lamp post repair, which has also been budgeted for. We do have a few that are in the yard that we're pulling out and seeing which ones we can send those out. And once those are done, being sandblasted and repainted, we'll replace the ones up and down Auburn. Hopefully we can do about 3 or 4 a year, which is what it was budgeted for. We've done some patchwork around the city, if you notice, some brick pavers, some around the Auburn Bridge. We're looking into the new crosswalk signs with the police chief and the mayor. We're having issues at Summers and Cass, so we're looking for ideas for that. We did a heavy, extensive clearance along the bike path. We've gotten a lot of compliments on it. That was another thing that we talked with the police as well. Looking for visual site clearance just for people, making the corners. Also over by the railroads where we have issues with homeless people. So that has been opened up and cleared. Right-of-way signs we've been hammering out as soon as we get them. Water wheel is still on our list. The pool will need to be sealed. I did talk to Benanati, and the price that he is saying is going to come is going to be pretty expensive, so we're going to look into it, possibly doing it ourselves if we're able to. Obviously, if not, I'll have to get a couple more quotes. And we're waiting on to install the Purple Heart City signs.
I gotta get you the post.
Posts.
We'll have them by Thursday.
Okay, all right.
So-
And I know some we might be able to put on current posts, so we don't have to put any new ones, but I won't want to wait to see what we have.
I'll bring them over, they're yours, I paid for them, and what am I gonna do with the 10-foot posts?
Okay, all right. Other than that, that's it.
That's a lot.
Great work, Bill. I know I've gotten a lot of compliments about the safety marking we did for our first responder vehicles.
Oh, yep.
On Summers and Auburn Road there.
It does seem to be working from what I've noticed a little
Yeah.
bit. I mean, it's not as bad.
It's not 100%, but it's a lot better, and I know I've gotten quite a bit of compliments on the work you guys did, so excellent job.
Thank you. Guys are kicking butt.
And I would just like to thank you publicly for the minor thing that I asked you, which was to fix the swing, the two swings that we just put up at Grant Park so that they tilt back a little bit instead of sitting like you're going to fall out. So I appreciate that, thank you.
Not a problem at all.
And I do really like the 25 mile per sign when I'm driving into Utica. I mean, if I slow down, I'm sure everybody else is,
We'll
but
have to.
I know, but it's
We've gotten
really
some
good, so
compliments
thank
on
you.
it, so
Yes.
I'm glad, so.
And Bill, I want to thank you as someone who walks with my dog and rides my bike back there, that trail along, it just looks unbelievable. Thank you for all your hard work.
Good,
You guys
I'm glad,
too.
I'll let
Appreciate
the
it.
guys know, yep. We're still gonna be throwing some dirt and everything to level it off, to clear it up, but next year that should all be, pretty much grass, it'll look nice, so.
Yeah.
You can see the river again.
Yes,
so.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, I don't believe we have a report from the treasurer tonight. Madam Clerk, report from administration.
Mayor and council, back in December of 2022, a water meter was replaced at Applewood Junior High. The settings were the read settings were input incorrectly, and we overcharged after on your water bill for months. They paid it without questioning. We do owe them a refund. They're trying to close out their school year. Accounting, the treasurer with, I forgot my microphone, I'm sorry. I'll start over. In December, Upler Junior High got new water meters installed, and the settings for the read dials were incorrect. So now everything is set up correctly. I've worked with BS&A. I've worked with Bill Diamond and the guys at DPW, and the treasurer helped me figure out exactly how much we owe them. So I am asking for a motion to authorize myself and Mr. Paternoster to refund the water account for Epler Junior High in the amount of $31,460.70. They did pay it.
Who found the error?
I did.
Thank you.
But 4 months after, and they had paid. I mean, if I showed you or I sent the payments in, they paid a $16,000 water bill, $19,000, $6,000, $7,000, when usually their water bills are, under $2,000. So they didn't question it, and then they got this huge credit when everything was fixed, and so it was just kind of trying to clean up our accounting as well. So
Thank you for
they did
finding
pay
it.
it. They did overpay it. Well, I should have found it sooner, but I appreciate that. So it is money that they did overpay the city. So it is.
They probably just heard us talking about how much water is going up and going, well, the water's going up.
And poor Madam Clerk, we spent a lot of time going over and over and over, making sure we weren't making mistakes again. So, yeah, we wanted to make very certain that these numbers were correct before we issue a refund check. But obviously, it's money they're owed, because they overpaid.
I'll make a motion to refund Utica UCS Apple Junior High an amount of $31,460.70 for overpayment on their water bill.
Support.
Motion by Sikora, support by Terenzi. Any discussion from council?
What happens if we vote no? I guess so, right? I'll keep the money, thanks. Apologies, Mayor. Call the question.
Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Terenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries.
I do thank you, and I'm sure UCS thanks you also.
I'm sure. Anything else to report tonight, Madam Clerk? Nope. Parks and Rec.
Hello, Mayor and Council. Utica Parks and Rec, we're requesting approval for our fall festival for the beer tent, with the ability to carry the purchased beer along Auburn Road as per Chief Kaluzny's restrictions for the Nightmare on Auburn event on August 7th. The liquor license will be pulled by Connect Macomb, formerly known as the Sterling Heights Regional Chamber of Commerce. So I'm just requesting approval for us to have the beer tent and to allow Connect Macomb to go forward with pulling the liquor license for this event.
So where on Auburn Road would this be from?
From basically the gravel lot down to the end to Cass. And I'm sure Chief Kaluzny can speak on the restrictions that he spoke with us about.
So, Mayor and Council, I had a meeting with Lori and Tom.
Tom,
correct?
yeah, chamber.
Regarding my concerns with the beer tent and walking around and how do we make it a safe, fun, enjoyable event for the city and stuff. So, I expressed my concerns. They've agreed to go ahead and contract with the police, so we're gonna have 2 officers and a sergeant specifically dedicated to the event and stuff to ensure that people don't bring the beer into businesses or onto businesses, and we're gonna ensure that it's completely sealed off to the public, to the outside public and stuff. So, my concerns with the safety, they've addressed those. We're also gonna work on some barricade ideas to make sure that it's properly barricaded. But everything that I addressed, they were willing to go ahead and agree upon and look at.
So the gravel lot is,
From Memorial Park, so
From
essentially
Memorial
the.
Park,
Yeah,
okay.
Memorial Park, yeah.
From Memorial Park down to Cass,
Okay.
closing that area
On both
off.
sides.
And then patrons can go inside, and they have a
and the
number
road
of
will be
events and
totally
stuff.
closed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we're waiting for a motion?
yes. Yes, please.
I'll make a motion to approve with all those conditions.
I'll support.
Motion by Sikora, support by Robinson. And now we open it up for any further discussion from council. I know Mr. Whitaker from Connect, is it Macomb Connect or Connect?
Connect Macomb.
He's been involved in a lot of events in our area. I believe he's pretty involved in the Sterling Heights patios and pints events.
Sterling Fest.
Sterling Fest, yeah, he's a big organizer for Sterling Fest, so he tends to know what he's doing, and we appreciate all the hard work. Dave,
Sure.
they're basically sponsoring this event, getting sponsorship money for it, and doing a lot of the heavy lifting, so we appreciate all the support we've gotten from them. Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, motion carries. Congratulations, it's gonna be fun.
Yes, it will
Anything
be.
else to report tonight?
I just want to say that the Reptarium event that we had back on July 14th was a very successful event, and it was so much fun. I know many of you were there. The whole police department was there. It was a great time, so I was glad for everybody who came out. It was a very good time. And then we also had our movie in the park last Wednesday. And so again, that was another fun event that we got to have here in the city, and looking forward to the next one with the Nightmare in Auburn.
Excellent.
Well, of course, auto show first.
Yep. I know there was a great picture of the Reptarium event of basically a third of our police department with what was that, a python or a boa? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was a boa constrictor.
It was a boa constrictor?
Was it?
It must have
I thought it
been
was a python,
10 feet long, because it
Couple of
spread
them.
across half our police department. Pretty neat picture.
Yeah, it was. Had Ron with there, so we had Councilman Robinson, had a picture with some snakes. You as well, Mayor, and yeah, it was a good time.
Very good. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks.
Nothing from the Historic District. City Attorney, Ms. McGrail.
Mayor and Council, last week, we held a work session on the future of marijuana licenses within the city of Utica. I do want to clarify that while this has been put under my section of the agenda, I'm neither recommending that you do add additional licenses or that you don't add additional licenses. This just so happens to be where it fell on the agenda. So at this point, if council wanted to move forward in one way or another, I have drafted the language in here for motions if the thought is to add additional licenses. Of course, obviously, that can be changed. I did add the part at the end of number 1 to read, well, I'll read the whole motion, to authorize mayor and city attorney to start process of adding additional marijuana licenses. I put the plural in paren, so that could be one or more licenses to be determined by council, of course, with said licenses not to be located on Van Dyke. And that was just something I picked out of the very common conversation that was going on in the work session and the traffic issues on Van Dyke. And the thought that, there may be over speculating on the property along Van Dyke, and so perhaps that would alleviate that concern that was raised at the work session. So if mayor and council would like to move forward with adding additional licenses, I think that would be the appropriate motion. Of course, you could always table the idea or adjourn this motion item or deny it. If the additional licenses or the authority to move towards adding additional licenses, and all this will come back to council for ultimate decisions. I am asking that you authorize me to issue a request for a proposal to obtain proposals for legal services to update the ordinance to include the additional licenses and other related work, other basic updating of the marijuana ordinance.
So motion 1 is simply to authorize myself and city attorney to start the process of adding additional marijuana licenses and said licenses, or singular or plural, not to be located on Van Dyke. Well, we can deliberate once we have a motion in support, so I'm gonna make that motion. Is there support?
I'll support.
Motion by Calendino, support by Robinson, and we are open for deliberation.
I apologize for missing the meeting that we had last week. My flight got delayed and I was not here. I was very vocal at the last council meeting on my feelings, and I apologize. I said a few words, maybe improperly, a few swear words here and there. Heat of passion, wasn't very professional, so I apologize for that. But my opinion hasn't changed. I am happy with the 2 we have. I just think you add 1, 2, 3, it's never gonna stop anyway. So nobody's ever gonna be happy. We're just gonna be fighting this battle constantly. So my opinion is, I don't want another one. But that's just me.
Any other discussion before I start yapping away? Just like in the first round of the marijuana ordinance, my belief is we kind of need to take control of the situation before an outsider, a developer comes in, gets it on a ballot and does it the way they see fit, not the way the residents' elected officials would like it to be, as we represent the residents, not outside business forces. This process, every step of the way, would come back to council. This is a very preliminary thing, just to begin the process. It's not, you would, correct me if I'm wrong, city attorney, but when the ordinance is drafted, that would have to go through all the same processes. So council would have input in, absolute decision-making on every step of the process. So this is not, we don't even know, we had the work session. It was not super well attended. I see some of the same faces here tonight. We had a couple residents. We had a lot of potential business folks that are interested in investing in Utica. I know at the council meeting before that, that was what the recommendation was. That's what we did. We tried to flesh out, how we could see things moving forward. I thought it was a productive work session, got a lot of information, and the next step is what is here tonight. Is there any other discussion from council?
I just guess if again, speaking only for myself, if I truly don't want another facility in Utica, then to agree to going on with this process is just blowing smoke, and I'm gonna vote the same way I am now that I am gonna be in 6 months. So from my standpoint, you know how I feel, so I can't be a hypocrite, and it's just what it is. So my mind's not gonna change, whether it's here or that. You know, unfortunately, shame on those who wanna come into Little Utica and take advantage of us because of our size. It's not because of anything but our size, it's because they can come in and put it on a ballot and pay for professional solicitors to go and get signatures. They don't do it in other towns because they're too big and it would cost them a fortune and probably not work. So, the idea that those who want to proceed with that process, who some have already done that, we know that, and they up to this point have lost. You know, I don't want them in our city to begin with, so that's just where I stand.
Understood. Any other discussion?
I'll just reiterate what I said at the special session, is I interviewed over 60 people from the time we had the last meeting till now, and there was a lot of people that were against it, there were some people that were for it, but for the most part, there was a lot of, I won't say ignorance, but just they didn't know all the variables, because this is there's a lot of variables, there's a lot of moving parts to this, and yeah, so but across the board, they were all concerned about the traffic. If we were to open a dispensary somewhere other than Van Dyke, that might alleviate the traffic. But again, I'm not committed to open more dispensaries, I think it's worthy of more discussion, I definitely think it's worthy of hiring an outside attorney for that council. I'm not, I don't believe by going forward, I'm saying yes as a council person to more dispensaries. However, I think it's too serious of an issue just to blow off, because it's not all negative. There's a lot of positive that come with it. So I think it's worthy of more discussion, and that's where I stand right now.
Thank you. All right, if there's no further discussion, Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
No,
Torenzi?
No.
O'Donnell?
No.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes. Well, we find ourselves in a strange predicament because we are missing a council member tonight. It's a tied 3-3 vote. Can you tell us what that means, Madam?
Council's always, I mean, the motion failed for today, but council is welcome to revisit the issue at a future meeting.
All right. Well, based on those results, the second item is not required because we won't be, at least now, RFPing for an attorney. At this time, we'd open the floor for communication from the public for any item not on the agenda. That could be anything at all. You're welcome to speak for 3 minutes. If you could step to the podium and state your name and address.
Hi there. My name is Anthony Paglia. I live on Davis Street at 44479. Mayor, you stated earlier that tonight we spent a lot of money. I'm disappointed to see that the treasurer isn't here to explain some of those decisions.
He's right back
here.
there. He runs our, because we're so frugal, he's also our cable TV operator.
Oh, well, hello then. I'm sorry.
He's coming out.
But at this point in the meeting, it's really just, it's not a back and forth, this is just your comments right now.
So, I was just disappointed that there were no comments on any other, specifically for the police budget, that only one option was presented to the council. That does not seem like a good deal when there's only one up there for you guys to vote on. I just wish in the future that if you're presenting an option like that, that you guys present multiple options to the council to decide on. I do want to say that I commend him for his efforts in training his staff. I believe that's the only way we're going to get a trained and fully functional police force. So I commend that. I would also want to encourage the council and Parks and Rec to reach out for the federal grants for trail systems that are available. Their applications are coming due. Some of them are due in August this month, and some are due next month. Because of the situation with the tracks, we are a great place to take advantage of these grants, and I want you guys to work towards that. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. Please step to the podium, and I think most of us know you, but if you could state your name and address, please.
Lori Schmidt, 45866 Kensington. I just kind of want to make, just kind of rebuttal on that, and I would love for Parks and Rec to be able to take advantage of some of those grants. However, it's a volunteer position. We're all volunteers. We have 6 of us. So if you would like to look into grants and join our Parks and Rec, we would very much welcome you. So.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Mr. Cotts? You know the routine, sir.
Paul Cons. I live at 45814 Hecker Drive in Utica. And I believe it was last month that there was a presentation made to the council about changing their phone service, cell phone service. And they also mentioned about putting cameras in the tunnels or near the tunnels to address the graffiti that was being done. And to my knowledge, the tunnels were recently repainted for the second time. And the first time it happened, I thought, seems like they should put security cameras up there. And I thought, they'll just paint over the cameras. I mean, come on, wake up. So I didn't make that suggestion, but since it was brought up, I think that maybe that should be looked at somehow or other to find out who's doing all the graffiti. That's the one issue that the telephone company or the cell phone service was suggesting. The second one was the two telephone blue booths in Grant Park. And they were going to cover that with the program. And when the phone booth or phone stations were put in, I don't remember if I said anything, but everybody's got a cell phone. If there's an emergency, they call 911 quicker than running to a blue post. But I believe that the blue posts should have cameras on them to monitor what's going on in the park, so that if something, they don't have to be monitoring it 24 hours a day, but if something happens, they will have cameras and video surveillance of exactly what was going on, so that they could identify possibly who was doing the killing of the dogs or whatever. So those are the two things that both related to the cell phone service. And I thought that was going to be brought up at this council meeting. But if it's in the future, as a resident, I think the suggestion for these security cameras for the tunnels is good. And instead of replacing telephone service on blue posts in Grant Park, that they actually install video cameras up there. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else from the public has comments for any item not on the agenda? All right. I would be looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Sikora, support by Trenzi. Any discussion from council? Madam Clerk, a roll call vote, please.
Sikora?
Yes.
Torenzi?
Yes.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
Deanne? Ryan?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Mayor Calendino?
Yes, we are adjourned.